It started like any other evening in Nairobi. The city was alive, headlights gliding through intersections, horns blaring in frustration, and people inching home after a long day. But for one man, the drive would be his last. At a traffic light, near the city mortuary roundabout, Kasipul MP Charles was gunned down in cold blood, his car still in motion, his body slumped, his legacy cut short. Two men on a motorcycle approached swiftly. One raised a gun, no warning, no words. Just the deafening cracks of gunfire, and then silence. A silence that would shake Kenya to its political and moral core. News of his murder spread like wildfire. Images of the crime scene flooded social media. Shock gave way to mourning, then rage. How could a member of parliament, an elected leader, be executed on a public road in the heart of the capital? This wasn't just a murder. It felt like a message, a public execution in a nation where power and protection are often synonymous. The gunman fled, but the question stayed. Who wanted him dead, and why now? But here's the haunting part. Charles had seen this coming. Long before bullets pierced his car window, he spoke of danger, of people watching him, of being blocked from. Attending funerals in his own constituency, he believed powerful people wanted him gone. He even warned close allies that if he died, they should look no further than the same individuals who smiled with him in public but worked against him in private. He wasn't paranoid, he was perceptive, and he was right. In the days that followed, Kenya's security apparatus scrambled. The DCI launched an intensive investigation. CCTV footage was pulled, mobile phone records tracked, witnesses questioned. The Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, stepped in too. Why? Because there were whispers, loud ones, that those tasked with protecting MP may have been complicit in his murder. The implication? That the killers might not have just come from the underworld, they may have worn badges. And then came the statement that cracked everything wide open. Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen made a chilling suggestion that individuals who were mandated to guard MP could have been involved in the plot to assassinate him. For a senior government official to say this on record publicly was unprecedented. Kenya stood still, because if that were true, then the rot wasn't on the fringes. It was at the center. Legally, the killing of a member of parliament is more than murder. It's a direct assault on the Constitution. Under Kenyan law, it's classified as capital murder, which carries the harshest penalties, including life imprisonment or death. But even more troubling is the implication of state security failure. When someone in public office expresses fear for their life and nothing is done, it opens up the state to liability. It's not just a crime, it's a breach of public trust. 2 suspects have already been arrested, with the DCI stating that more arrests are imminent. But for many, this isn't enough. The net needs to go wider, deeper, because this wasn't just a street crime. This was surgical, planned, political. And with Interior CS Murkomen's suggestion on the table, people now wonder how many more leaders walk with smiles in public but death threats shadowing their steps. What does justice look like in a case like this? Not just arresting the hitmen, but exposing the paymasters, prosecuting the planners, cleaning the rot from the inside. Kenya has institutions that can deliver justice, but will they? Or will this become another cold file buried beneath bureaucracy and fear? As we reflect on MP Charles's death, we must confront the hard truth. Kenya has a long, painful history of political violence. From Tom Mboya to Jacob Juma, leaders who spoke too loudly or stood too firmly often met violent ends. And every time we said, never again. But here we are, again. Yet Charles was more than a victim. He was a man of conviction, a leader who dared to speak out, who represented the hopes of Kasipul with passion. In his short time, he brought change, and even in death, he's forcing us to confront our demons, to ask, What kind of country are we becoming if our leaders die at stoplights? This is more than a case for the courts. It's a case for the country, for civil society, for media, for every voter who ever believed their voice mattered. We can't normalize murder. We can't shrug off assassination as politics. If justice is to mean anything, it must be blind but also brave. And so we close, not with answers, but with purpose. Justice for Charles is still a work in progress. But the truth? It cannot stay hidden forever. Someone knows. Someone always knows. And in time, the law must speak louder than fear.